Hello, and welcome to Good Morning RPG, where this motherfucker has the audacity to tell me he's not going to see My Chemical Romance.
I didn't.
You had the chance and you didn't take it.
Look, okay, going straight into defending myself with this.
Explain, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
the defender does speak for himself.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Today, our special guest is Roltercast Ellen Graham. Hey, yeah, distraction. Ellen, tell us about yourself.
I am actually going to see My Chemical Romance, but in Sydney, because I originally had tickets to go see it in New Zealand, but that would have conflicted with my Fringe show. So you're a fool, Matt. You're a fool, and I'm going to be having the time of my life in Sydney, seeing My Chemical Romance.
Okay, so...
but also...
Oh, yeah, Louis...
Scarron is going to see them too?
Yeah, Scarron, are you going to the Melbourne concert? Because Jess is also going 3 days later to the Melbourne concert on Friday.
Oh my god.
She's going twice in a week.
I honestly thought about doing that, but just conflicting shows and
schedules.
I'm from Roltercast, and we've got 4 live shows during the Adelaide Fringe. We've done 2 already, so we've got 2 more to go. And so I couldn't both do those live shows and go tour hopping with My Chemical Romance.
No, that's fair.
But if I could, I would have.
That's a good pass off.
Yeah.
That's a good pass off, Louis.
That's a nice, smooth segue. Oh, yeah, Louis' MC Odyssey Slipknot. Look, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Dang. Yeah, nice.
So, okay. Okay, so I need to defend my honor for a sec, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try your best.
So here's the thing. Jess bought these tickets in 2019. And I straight off the bat, I don't really go and see bands or any of that because, I don't. A lot of my music that I like is stupid comedy stuff. So if Bo Burnham came to town, hell yeah, I'll buy a ticket. I went to the Auntie Donna concert. Hell yeah, I went to that. But for one, I don't really listen to My Chem beyond the stuff I already hear from Jess, because that was never my phase. I never got into it. I was more on like the Green Day and Living End bandwagon. So you have the emo girl music, and then you have the boys who are slightly into rock music or like pop punk music instead. And I was in that category.
What I'm hearing is that My Chem is for hot girls. And
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's valid.
It's hot girl shit, and I can't compete with that.
Matt, you can always do hot girl shit.
But I need to like the music, otherwise I'm a fake hot girl.
Just be sad. Just be sad.
I'm already sad. I listen.
And My Chemical Romance is for sad hot girls.
That's fair. That's fair. We've broken Leia.
Can we make this happen? Can we make Matt go see My Chemical Romance?
I don't know if there's
And
tickets
also,
left.
can you get me a shirt?
Oh my
I know
god.
I'm also going.
If
but
you
what
can-
if they have different shirts?
If you can sweet talk Jess real good and you know get her to stand in line for a shirt for you, you might have a shirt come PAX time or when I mail it to you.
Oh my gosh.
Either of those two options.
You know,
one will be
One could
Oh.
be sooner than the other. Like I forget
PAX,
frequently.
probably.
Look, I
Oh
was
my
gonna say it's
gosh.
gonna be PAX.
It's gonna be back.
Oh, I heard the Ed
Um,
Sheeran concert was one of the biggest they've ever done in terms of like production scale. It was very impressive. They had like these whole it's like a star-shaped center stage thing with like the speakers as
Wow.
almost like big spires coming. It looked really cool. Like
Was this from last night?
last week.
Oh,
'Cause he was
hydrate,
here.
but normal like.
Okay.
Hydrate.
But does coffee count? Probably not.
Yeah, it does for
Yes.
me.
It's to drink a liquid that isn't paint water.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you guys do things fancy over here.
No, there's like
No,
a
no,
100K point the donation, and it's drink the paint water, and we know
you
that.
don't use oils, do you?
No, we got acrylic.
No.
They're all acrylics. I mean, there's a streaking grime oil here, but I've never used it or even opened it. But no, our stuff is all water based for a good reason.
Can I say something, Ari Ed Sheeran?
Not at all.
Okay.
Go. Wow.
Wow.
Hey, that's the thing with asking questions. People can say no.
People can say no. That's why I just never stop talking.
He came to visit the Women's and Children's Hospital yesterday
I heard
in
about
South
that.
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to say hello to him. It was like the whole thing was like very stressful to like organize, but nothing but praise. And I don't really know many of his songs apart from like the few kind of acoustic ones that he really broke out with early on.
Yeah.
But like I just got nothing but praise for that guy. He was so lovely. Like walked off a plane to the hospital and is like, here's my guitar. Oh, I'm gonna sing a lovely song, innit? A like beautiful voice, and then
Just like that too. Like that's exactly how.
yeah,
It sounds.
yeah. It'd be more Adele, isn't it? It's Adele when she's speaking versus when she's singing.
I love that contrast.
Lovely. I love Adele so much. But yeah, he was like did a Q&A. He was like, does anyone want to ask me a question? You can ask literally anything, and the kids were like so excited, and he was just like
That's so
really
cool.
genuinely interested in their questions and answering them, and so like
So lovely.
yeah. Anyway,
Very cool.
It like felt like authentic at the very least.
yeah, totally.
good.
Which is lovely because obviously there were like a lot of kids who that means a real lot to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's also taller than I expected.
I've heard he's a really
he's not-
tall guy,
He's not like that tall, but he's
But he's-
5'8".
but he's not a short.
Because we were trying to,
5'8".
because they were like, "Do you have microphone
average.
stands?" And we were adjusting them for ourselves. And like the average height of people in my workplace is like 5'4" on a good day. And so we were like, this would be alright. Maybe? How tall is he? And we had to look it up, and we're like, shit. Fuck. Can we gaffer tape it together? He's probably used to nicer things than gaffer tape.
Well, that's the thing. If you're in any kind of, I mean, you've done your shows and everything. Gaff tape is like, if you can afford the good gaff tape, that's the yum. That's the nice production quality. You tape all your gear together that's broken, and you don't want to replace with fucking gaff tape. We're having a good night. You get your TRS fucking held together because the cable's split, but it's your favorite cable. High quality gaff. It's the best shit ever.
I mean, no, truly. And I held my car together with gaffer tape once. I got hit, and my bumper was like almost half off.
Fuck, you had the same experience.
Yeah, I was like, what are we gonna do? I don't do well in a panic. What are we gonna do?
I'm the opposite.
And,
I got that ADHD zen where it's like high pressure. You're like, I'm in the zone.
It's like, yeah,
God.
it's so this is gonna be like such a weird delving into my life, but I'm
No, that's
trained
why
as a
you're
clown.
here. That's we can hear stuff while we're cutting apart little minis off a sprue.
Yeah, I trained as a clown, and you find out a lot about who you naturally are, which is really difficult because I've trained as an actor, and acting and clowning, you'd think it would be like not too dissimilar, but
Yeah.
like acting is all about kind of forgetting who you are and imbuing the character, right? Adding on, becoming the character. Whereas clown, a lot of it is just about honesty. You know, I had this great thing where I was we were doing a little clown workshop with my teacher, and we play this game called which is kind of like the Whose Line game with the props.
Yeah.
But it's not even just necessarily a one-to-one comparison of like, here's my water bottle, oh, and now it's on my, like, now it's a hat, oh, oh, and now it's a mustache. Like, it's not, it doesn't need to be a literal replacement for a real thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the clown just finds something funny to do. Like, you know, it's all about listening to the audience, because if I started doing this suddenly, but the audience was kind of like laughing at it, it's kind of like, oh, you like that kind of thing? But yeah, so, and he just keeps going and to like find the new thing, and the point is to like throw you off. And I had someone who was up doing the and game, and he went and she had this idea, and so you could see it in her eyes. She was like, oh, "This is gonna be great," and then did this random thing with the prop, no reaction, and he just said, "Yeah, no one thought that was as funny as you did. How does that make you feel?" And so she's like, as the clown, like, not good, not good. He's like, yeah. Do you want to get off the stage? It's like, yeah, I want to get off the stage. And we found that really funny. And so it's the thing of like, the clown's sadness brings us joy. But then that brings the clown joy, because they're like, oh, they like that. Oh, I'll be more sad. And then it's a funny little line that you walk as a performer, just like trying to listen out for the things that click with the audience, because once that happens, more.
Yeah, you're kind of in at that point. You're almost doing you're doing like the crowd work of what people are liking on the night.
Yeah, truly. Which, as an actor, you don't really do. Like, you listen to your fellow actors, but you know, the scene goes as it goes. There's no stopping that. Like, there's no once the wheels are turning, the play continues.
Yeah.
Whereas the whole thing about clown is like, I had this idea, but no one liked it, and instead they liked it when I just went with my mouth. So I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna roll with that one.
And maybe at some point I'll get back to what I was meant to do. But probably not.
Kate says it's finding the rhythm of the room. Improv is the same thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Clowning and improv have way more in common than acting and
Yeah.
clowning.
Can imagine.
Which is why I always feel so shit scared when it comes to improv as well, because it's that same thing of like, there's no playwright here.
I think that's why I like the pack stuff, because you're kind of feeling out the room when you're on the panels, and you're kind of reading, and the live, like the feedback is really good in that sense. Because that live interaction is like some of my favorite stuff, which is why I think I really like the live show improv format.
No, totally. It takes all the ego out of it.
Yeah, because if it's shit, they're not going to react.
No, and hey, how deep and meaningful do these Wednesday chats get?
As much as you want.
These Wednesday chats.
Just for context, working on our dioramas, I'm clipping apart Space Marines to try and make a Destiny Titan, I've made a Tau Fire Warrior that is going to be rezzed
Right.
by a ghost that may be getting 3D printed soon. I've got my soon-to-be Cabal War Beasts lunging at them, and that's going to be the diorama. And then I'm going to have some, like, Darkness Architecture. Go deep as you want, man. Like, what were we talking about on Monday? We were talking with Kate about, like...
Oh, we talked for ages about fuck all.
the other day as well, yeah. We were talking, like... some like...
We got into some sciencey shit. We're talking about like the effects of melatonin. There was some science stuff.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've
we-
literally got some. Wait, are the effects good? Because I've got some right here.
No, they're overall not great. Don't take it a lot.
Wow.
we went to Shisha Who Shall Not Be
Well.
Named and how to separate
Oh yeah.
how
yeah,
the struggle of separating something that you hold dear with the actions of someone who's shitty.
Yeah, the art and the artist.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
that's
rough,
the realm we were
isn't it?
doing the other day. Yeah, it's real shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. Oh, and then I exploited how much Matt doesn't like compliments.
You sure
Oh.
fucking did?
I'm the same though. It's so hard because
No,
I desperately want
yeah.
Oh,
validation.
and you can't
because,
take it?
again, as a
Mhm.
no, but like as an actor, you're like, well, I need to do what my director wants, right? They have the overall vision, and I cannot see what I'm doing from the outside. So
Mm.
having someone that you trust to be like, yes, that was good, that could be better, we won't do that again, blah blah blah,
Yeah,
is very
yeah.
very important, and it served
Mhm.
me well in that area of my career. But I think it's just like all those other when it's not like a professional kind of validation, then sometimes it's just like, do you really mean that? Do you really mean that? Because people try and be nice, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. I know I've gone to shows that have been shocking, and I've just been like, I have to get out of here. I have to get out. I have to, like, as soon as curtains close, I need to fucking leg it because I don't want to be asked by anyone
How was it?
in the. Yeah, I know. You find something. You do the turd
have to-
sandwich, right?
Pop off. I just heard a really loud crash. I will be right back.
Oh, okay. So you haven't forgot something? That's fair. I won't give a shit. I usually get a lot of shit when I usually forget something and I have to move off, and then Leia gives me shit, and I feel very vindicated when the reverse happens. But if it's something important, I will refrain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a hard thing because it's like it's an industry that can be quite sycophantic,
oh, for sure, yeah.
and you just don't want to upset anyone as well, because it's like, well, you know, I saw a show recently and it was like by a big kind of player,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I thought it was terrible. I thought it was lazy. I thought no one in the cast like matched the same performance.
Oh.
And it was also just the thing of like, I don't think you truly understand this play. But like, I can't say that to the person who made it because I'll never work in this town again. Which is super fun. But now I've said it here on the stream, so I'm sure people can probably work it out. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure somehow this can be used against me. I'll leave that to you, the
they'll
lovely
get you.
viewers.
Also, please welcome to the chat. We haven't had guests in a while, so I'm not used to the flow of changing the thing. Welcome, Kate O'Sullivan, to the stream of the overlay because I forgot to change the name. We own up to our mistakes.
Are we similar? Are we similar at all?
Yeah, you guys.
Kate and I.
You're both fucking cool people.
I'll say that. I'll
Yeah.
say that. My middle name is Kate, actually.
Oh, really? All right. Well, I can be like
There you
Ellen in the little quotation.
You can just like cross out, like add Ellen on somehow,
Yeah.
just like very haphazardly. Oh
Oh,
dear.
shit.
So hang on, but what was the conclusion of the melatonin thing? Because I need to know.
I think it was like Kate had the consensus on it, but it sounded like it was good in batches, but like overall we don't know the long-term effects, and
Okay.
also it's like it's a mixed bag of like, is it actually good? You know, so you know, trust science in that sense.
I mean, I'm happy to not know the long-term effects. That's why I'm taking it.
That's fair.
You'll
I
know.
mean, are you? Yeah,
me.
it sounds like you're going for like a live hard and fast method. Then, if it turns out it's bad, you're like, I've had a good run. In that
Well-
case. If it's bad, you know, I enjoyed my time.
Well, I don't know. Does anyone listen to the podcast Films to be Buried With?
I have not.
It's
No.
really good. It's Brett Goldstein, who is what a hunk.
What a guy!
He plays Roy Kent on Ted Lasso.
Oh, yep. All you need. Say no more. Say no more.
Yep. Oi, I'm Roy.
And
And I'm mad
Hercules
all
in
the
the Marvel
time.
universe soon.
That was bizarre.
That was bizarre.
That was bizarre. I mean, hey, I'm always happy for like, you know, the actors I really enjoy to be getting that Marvel cheddar.
Oh right, yeah.
Um,
It's like I'm never gonna be upset when someone's in Marvel because I'm like, you are getting paid
No.
so
Yeah,
much
I hate-
money for this job.
I hate it when it's the whole thing of like, oh, you're a sellout. It's like, sorry, their job is to act.
And
like,
excuse me,
and they're
selling.
doing their job.
Why are we stigmatizing selling out? That means you're getting fucking paid for something you like to do.
Yeah.
And also, like,
Yeah, you're
I don't know. I got strong feelings about that because I'm like, are you in the boat that artists should work for free forever? Because fuck you, otherwise.
no, yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Yeah.
And that's also, and it's also a classist thing, isn't it? That because
How dare you don't put up all
Well,
of your time for free because you are well known in certain circles. If you're
Yeah,
already
or
rich,
that it's
yeah,
like-
do it for free. Fuck you. But you know,
yeah, or that it's like you're devaluing yourself for a lower form of art, and that seems to be what it's implying, right? That it's like, oh, you know, these Marvel blockbusters, and it's like that's to imply that there's not a level of artistry there. That's some
Yeah.
high art, low art bullshit that I
Yeah.
don't like.
also
You know, I yeah.
generally, from a VFX standpoint, shit is art in a really good sense. Like, I was watching, you know, Corridor Digital's in a bit of fucking hot water now because they keep doing AI garbage, but they do have good
Yeah,
insights
right.
into, you know, they actually do have genuinely good insights and give VFX artists who are good in the industry a platform to tell you about the artistry that goes into even shitty movies like Green Lantern was some of their
Yeah.
latest stuff. So like, the
This is the
respect there.
Yeah. This is the thing. None of these things are made in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Right? You know, especially film, like no film is made in a vacuum.
Yeah.
It requires so much work.
Like thousands of people as well.
Exactly. Yeah, and then if you have VFX, you have that's a whole other department. Not to mention crew, camera people, you know, there's so much running around and stuff on a film set.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, you know, everyone's trying to do their craft. I think that is definitely what makes me annoyed when you see films that kind of are just a bit lazy, because it's like
Yeah.
a lot of people had to put in work to fulfill your lazy vision.
I think it's why I can't really watch bad movies, because I know that like there's an element of like people are coming together to intentionally make something that's a bit corny and shitty and could be like a bit of a blow off steam. But sometimes I'm watching movies and I'm like annoyed because I'm like, why the fuck did this get made? Like why? Like this one is like, you're churning out to make some money. This one's like, you know, it's really lack of inspired, but like it could be someone's baby. So it's both sides, like going like, why the fuck? Like someone gave this money to be made, and while I understand that that's important, I'm like, man, shit.
Yeah.
Why? Like,
It's a lot more fun when it's an indie, isn't it? Because
yes.
you can see the fact that no one had any money, so they're clearly doing this for fun.
Yeah.
You know, like there's this bizarre horror film called Things. If
Oh, yeah?
anyone's heard about that.
I have not, yeah.
It's so bizarre. It's so shittily made. It's so shit. But like every moment, a strange decision. Every like, there's like a scene where they have to eat sandwiches, and someone was like, "This took 3 days to film because like both of the actors weren't there." So it's just like weird shots to their hands and stuff. Like.
Oh,
Truly
it's just like one of
bizarre.
those, like, they weren't paying, like, no one was getting paid, so you had to abide by, like, real-life schedule kind of movies.
Yes, yeah, like it's got no budget. It's very fun.
George has
very
been,
fun, and
I think George is
so
semi-working on something like that currently, like, him and his housemates and stuff are doing, like, some kind of indie project right now, and they've been filming for the last, like, 8 months, but it's been, like, they film once a month. Or something like that. And so he'll be gone for like 3 days at a time. And then we're like, how'd it go? And he's like, yeah, we had someone that had to jump off a boat into a river and it was fucking cold. So I had to do it.
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
I can't wait for like the body double stuff that's going on.
Yeah. No, I did a little indie horror movie where, again, no budget. And we had to go up into Kaipo, like it's a forest near in South Australia. And of course it's a horror movie where everyone's running around in like not many clothes, and it was freezing. It was very, very, very cold. And then you got fake blood on you, and it's just like that's just cold, that's just liquid.
Oh.
It's like just more cold.
Yeah.
It was just, I remember the director of photography one of the other nights taking me through my blocking because I had to run. And he's just like shining and this is at night. He's like taking a torch through, and he's like, okay, all right, there's a spider web there, and there, and there, and there. And I'm like, motherfucker, I don't have a torch.
Yeah, I'm not
When
going to
I'm
see
running,
these
I'm
golden
just going to
orbs.
be running. And like, I'm meant to just be running for my life, right?
I mean,
like,
at a certain point, it's just duty of care to show you, and then he's just going to be like, this is on you to avoid them.
Yep. That's cool.
I'm
The
like,
rest is on you.
Are you thinking I'm just going to memorize exactly where these spiders are so much that I can tell?
The joke back is, well, you memorized your lines, didn't you?
No. Never.
Oh, fuck, I forgot you're an improv actor. Oh, well, you'll be right.
No, it's like film like any film acting. It's like, okay, what scene am I in?
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we'll see how this
Look at
goes.
the lines for a second. Because as
man.
well,
Yeah.
you're not doing them like sequentially. It makes sense in a play why you have to like learn your lines, because it's like, again, once it start, it don't stop.
Yes.
But like a film, you're always doing shit out of order, and so yeah, I just generally like, okay, what scenes are we meant to be shooting? And then before each scene, I'll just kind of have a good old look over me lines.
All
Be
right.
like, that's roughly it.
So I've got 5.
Maybe I'm not a very good actor. The way I act. Anyway.
So I got 5 bodies that I can start choosing from. I've got a bunch more bodies, but these ones are the most dynamic and the ones I liked. So they're all kind of slightly lunging forward. So I'm thinking, if this camera will let me do this, or it'll focus. So this is kind of what we're working with. This kind of lunging forward type stuff. So I'm wondering, like, out of these, what do we reckon? These ones are a bit more upright, so I'll probably just, like, leave those. But, you know, the whole theme is, like, they're defending someone while they're being revived. Like, almost like, doing, like, a stance that's either about to attack or mid-attack as they're coming at them. Oh, thanks for the follow. Bronx Smash.
Oh, thank
Hello,
you.
hello.
Oh, hey, Bronx! What's up? Bronx is a very, very good friend of ours.
Ah, welcome to the
Yeah.
chat.
I like the one that is... Shit. Which is your left?
I like the one.
I'm looking
that
at a
is shit too.
screen.
Left. This is true. So left is left.
Okay, cool. I like that one or the one in the middle.
Okay, so kind of like one arm, so the right arm leaning forward, or like the one with the kind of shield plate on it. These two.
I was like, I'm imagining like somebody like when you realize that you're under attack and you have to like start to run, and that's like kind of the motion that I'm getting. Yeah, I like that one that is in your left.
This one, okay. So they've kind of like just taken off. It definitely,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's rather than the other ones, more of like a, if you can kind of see the side profiles, they're more of like a direct running pose. Come on, focus, please. So like this one on the left now, so I've swapped them over, but one's more of like a direct running pose.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one that you chose, I think. So you're thinking like one that's leaning over even more?
No, I like the one that looks like he's starting to run.
So
So I think it's still in your left.
The one on the right looks very anime to me, which I enjoy.
Look, I mean, the next step is this could change. This could change solely based on how the arms and all that fit, because I need to then find some arms that start fitting, because I need to cut all the guns off and cut all the weaponry off, and then I still haven't worked out how I'm going to do this. I need to make basically like giant arm-sized Wolverine claws that are covered in like psychic strings, and I don't know how to do that yet. But I will work it out. And it could just be a big blob of green stuff that I just mold and paint nicely.
So you need to do strings of something?
Yeah, so the whole idea behind this newest subclass in Destiny is that you reach into the weave of consciousness that connects everyone, you pull those strings and kind of wrap them around yourself in different ways or manifest them, and then unravel and kill your enemies with them.
Oh,
okay.
It's very cool.
So there's a trick that you can use with UV resin. And I know you have UV resin because you have a 3D printer.
all checks out.
Yep.
So hold on. Paint tabard. Oh, that is not the color I was supposed to paint that. Okay. All right. We're going to have full attention because I fucked it up already.
That's craft, isn't it? Just
Cool. So I'm going to put everything down. What was I saying? Resin. Oh, okay. So what you can do, and like I've heard this is going to sound a little weird, but just trust me.
I trust. You've given me the good stuff before.
So when you do strings, now this is done a lot with like blood effects, with like if you've got something that is like flinging blood, you can use this technique for that as well. But so if you want to create strings, what you take is somebody I saw on Reddit says he uses his own hair. But you take like a hair or a very thin thread, or you could take pet hair. And you use UV resin. You run a very small bead of UV resin down this hair or thread, and you cure it, and it will cure into a very small like line, essentially. And then you can paint it. And people have connected them to, like, I've seen claws on some of the like Warhammer figures.
Yeah.
So like if they're taking a swipe and they want to have like a big blood shot, that's what they do.
Okay.
Is they take that resin version and then use the blood of the blood gods.
Yeah, I know.
Is
Yeah,
that what it's called?
that's the one.
Yeah. You gotta use resin to like harden the thread or hair first.
Okay,
So you
I can
do
see
that and just like kind of layers until you get a thread that is, or strand that is long, thick enough for what you want.
How do you do that so it dries? Are you just like literally holding onto the?
I think
Yeah,
you're just
so, like,
curing
you
it by
take
holding it. Yeah.
And you take a like a bead or whatever. Like I would use maybe like a Q-tip or not Q-tip. Like a toothpick, and then you take a UV flashlight.
Oh my
Just
god!
Cure that bitch.
Oh my god! Cure that bitch. Mia's
I did it for I did a character that was holding a coffee mug, and like the inside had printed really wonky, so I used clear resin, and that's how I made it look like there was liquid in the coffee cup by curing clear resin with a little bit of pigment in it to make it look like there was coffee in the cup.
Nice.
It's awesome. You can also use clear plastic with see-through UV resin. My wife did it with drool for her mangler squigs.
Clear plastic with see-through resin.
I mean, I've definitely got a lot of wig hair around. If anyone,
Yeah.
anyone wants.
I've been meaning to try it. I've got tons of cat hair everywhere.
Yeah. Yep. My main contributor is just here.
Mm-hmm. Puppers.
Gracias. Say hello. Look at that sad little face. Why does he look so sad? It's like it's like he doesn't get to sleep and is literally sleeping on my bed right now. He came from the street, you know? Like
Okay, so
like, look at him. He's like, oh.
I'm pulling up the kind of weave stuff that we were talking about with the strand. This is kind of what they look like in mine. So,
Okay.
So in the game, you kind of you tug at the strings and you pull it out and you start crafting stuff with it. So it is like, I think that would kind of work with the UV curing. And then
Yeah, I think I've seen videos. I get Destiny stuff every once in a while.
Yeah, you can full
social
Shibari
media.
enemies in this game now too. Like you send out like a wave of energy, and then the strings are like it'll be on screen shortly, but it will string up the enemies around you, and then they'll go into like a new suspended animation, and you gotta punch them.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Dang. What is this game again?
This is just Destiny 2, the newest expansion, and then this guy here that I've got on screen, I'm trying to make these kind of giant Wolverine talons as in the for my diorama. So, I did just have a thought that I remembered from the other day. I have old 10-year-old Tyranid parts that could actually serve the purpose for the base of a massive Wolverine claw, because their arms.
Yeah, they've got those like they've.
The scything talon arms, like they're just like big knives.
They got manta, like praying mantis arms.
Yeah, like this.
I know what a Tyranid is.
Yeah, no, that's fair, that's fair. So literally these like big, maybe not these big. I've got smaller ones as well, but like huge stabby hands.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, that's it. There
that's
you go.
it. And then I just green
kit
stuff.
that.
I can easily kit bash
You
that.
could do it. You could do it.
But now that
you're so talented.
Oh, please no.
What is there a thing that you will take a compliment on?
I mean,
like,
I like.
Is there a genre of thing?
No, I love compliments. I just have a hard time accepting them.
What if I said you're a genuinely very funny guy?
It makes me.
And you're a pleasure to be around.
Stop.
Comedic timing, genius. This is great. You should like have a reward for complimenting Matt.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'll add it. I do.
Anything for the funnies.
I do like compliments enough to add that.
That's the thing. You secretly crave them.
Oh, absolutely.
Are you uncomfortable accepting them because you think you'll look vain?
Dude, anyone who actually like who spends too much time around me, I'm fucking arrogant as hell. So like, at least not being able to take compliments tempers that a little bit. And you know, every now and then, instead of being like, I'll be like, more please, and then you go, oh, I don't want to do it anymore.
No, any day of the week, I will tell Matt how talented he is.
With his 1,000-yard stare.
He hates this shit from me. Confirmed.
It's because you mean it so intensely.
I do mean it. Matt, I'm gonna need you to listen to me for a second, okay? I wouldn't have spent the last 2 years listening to your bullshit and dealing with you if I didn't think that you were genuinely a wonderful and just a ray of sunshine. You give me all the beans.
That's true. People choosing to hang around in your presence is proof enough.
That's pretty good, I guess. That's pretty good. I guess. You ever get that thing where you're like, not to go into imposter syndrome, but you ever get that thing where you're like, you have to sit there and go, I want to do more things with my friends because I'm worried they don't like me. And then you look at your calendar and you're like, oh, fuck. No, I'm already doing that, but my brain's just stabbing me anyway.
I do that, but it's like friends I don't work with or stream. It's like, it's harder and harder to make the time. And I have some very, very lovely, forgiving friends who know how busy I am, and it's never like a guilt thing of, oh, you never hang out. It's like, yeah, we know you're busy, like whenever you can, but it's still rough.
I genuinely don't have this problem, unfortunately. Not to bring the party down. All of my friends moved away. I'm the only person who lives in my area anymore.
I mean, Ellen lives in South Australia, a whole state away, and we keep in pretty good contact.
Good.
Oh, at least I think we do. We do, right? I don't remember. Oh no, I'm doubting myself. Fuck! Here we go. Here's it starting again.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
He's on a spiral. Yeah, it's hard when you don't live with the community around you, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I did. I talked to a couple of some of the industry creators recently, like the Gameways Table guys, and I had a beer with Maddie P last week, and we're like, we should just stream a game with just people in Melbourne, and I was like, who's in Melbourne that we got enough players, right? And he's like, yeah, we'll find people. And we're just like, yeah. And then it was like that kind of loose plans situation where it's like, if we act on this within a non-forgetting amount of time, we I've got the portable streaming computer, all the lining up is there. It's just like, if a schedule lines up, this could just happen pretty regularly, and I'm all for that. Also, Leia, someone I don't know who has redeemed a compliment for yourself.
Huh? I have to I can't compliment myself. That's impossible.
No, but you're such a good person, and everything you do with minis is an inspiration to everyone around you. And I know that Ellen's just met you, but I'm sure she would agree with that. And on an intense level, even.
Yeah, I feel like I know you better than my own sibling. To be fair, he doesn't call often. I mean, the whole you seem to really know your shit about minis. I don't know shit about shit.
I'm.
Yeah, stutter, motherfucker, stutter. You take that compliment and you like it.
No, I don't like it.
This is our relationship. Yeah, bitch, you take that compliment. Feel our love.
Yeah.
I remember when we first started doing stuff together, and we were when we were streaming to kind of get into, or we weren't streaming yet, but we were getting together on a regular basis, prepping for streaming.
Yeah. Louis is gross.
Louis is gross.
Louis does the same thing,
painting,
except he'll
not
say
wholesome content.
Louis does it rather on stream. He'll do it directly to your face while
that's
hugging you.
Uncomfortable.
He will give you consensual assault hug, but he'll be clambering on you and just being I love you.
Wow.
But remember when when we were first starting to video chat on the regular, and I was like, don't worry, me being an asshole to you means that I like you. If I'm really nice to you, that means I just tolerate you. if I'm being an asshole to you, that means I care about you.
That's a good thing.
That's true.
That's legit.
Yeah.
Like how I that's how I
Not to compare you to a rodent or anything, but that's what like weasels do, right? Like they bite you for the affection.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about weasels.
Okay, because I was like weasels and ferrets. Like it was like an affection thing that they like you if they give you like it hurts because it's fucking fangs, but like they give you a little like nom, when they're showing affection.
love nip.
Yeah, is that right? I swear
I think
heard
so.
that.
I used to have a rabbit, and sometimes he would give you like
The little rabbit.
a
Nibble?
little dip.
You don't have the rabbit
Yeah.
anymore?
No, he passed away, unfortunately. So it's kind of very nice that he. I see videos of him all the time, and I'm like,
Yeah,
no, that's nice. My friend
You had him
actually
in the
just
panel
gave
video.
me this. I did. My friend gifted me this.
Oh, that's very
which is
sweet.
a canvas print of a photo he took of him.
Oh.
So nice.
Yeah, he was a cool little bunny. He was 8 years old. So I think that's a pretty good run. But yeah, it's real fun, and like in our Rollcast Discord as well, we have like him as a reaction button, like it's a reaction.
Yeah, that's nice.
So it's like, yeah, Preston's still around. You know.
I'm definitely going to be very upset when my I've had a blue tongue. He's 8 years old, so he's about halfway done at the moment. He's halfway done in the oven of life. So
the oven of life.
yeah.
Oh my god.
So
Does that mean the afterlife is someone taking you out and eating you?
death comes for us all in different ways.
I guess so. Your version of the afterlife, Matt, is horrific.
My version of the afterlife is a lot more grim than that, but I would at least like to pretend that there is something there.
If someone eats you, if an eldritch being takes you out of the oven and eats you, that is something.
Hey, if I'm still in existence, period, I'm going to be having a better time than what I think's happening.
Well, you won't be thinking at all, will you? So really, you're fine.
Oh boy.
Yeah, my will to live is too strong.
Oh,
Okay.
Are we getting into that deep, in that depth of the podcast?
Oh no, I'm gonna have an
podcast.
existential crisis. If we're getting into this, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
No,
Come
we're
on,
good.
guys, let's talk about death.
Let's talk content warning.
Let's do it.
No, literally anything else.
Okay, no. All hail Preston.
Oh,
it's
how
Preston the rabbit? Yeah.
Preston was the name of the rabbit.
Okay.
Named after the robotic dog in Wallace and Gromit.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. I worked briefly with a director who had done some animation on Wallace and Gromit. Which was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I there's like a studio here in Adelaide that handle kind of like VFX and animation stuff, and so they had like all these like little kind of mini figurines on display, and I was just in between filming, looking around, having a bit of a nosy, and there was like a picture of the director I was working with, and he had like Wallace and Gromit in his hands.
Oh, that's freaking sweet.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wallace and Gromit is so good.
It's such a
Based.
it's such a good series, and like it didn't really have a drop in quality either.
Yeah, I know. I feel like some people had thoughts about the movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I liked the movie.
I could kind of like take or leave Shaun the Sheep. It's the same franchise universe, but like, Is the movie the Were-Rabbit movie?
Yeah, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Oh, I thought it was fine.
Because like that was like a proper release, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was I think I saw that in cinemas way back when.
I saw it, at the drive-in, I think.
I love animation. It's
Yeah,
it's
me
just
too.
My favorite medium.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing, isn't it? Like, we talk about films being such a labor.
Animations. That's why I
but-
appreciate it a lot more, because like animation is another level.
Well, it's like nothing can. Well, I mean, there can be mistakes and everything, but like, it's not like you start rolling. Someone needs to make the characters do something.
Yes.
And it just takes so much more effort. And it's such a beautifully expressive art form. I really love Cartoon Saloon. Have you seen any of their stuff?
No, I don't think so.
They're an animation company
Not
in
really.
Ireland. So some of their, like, they've made The Book of Kells, Song of the Sea, The Breadwinner, I think. I'm not sure if that got nominated for something. And they came out with Wolf Walkers a few years ago. And it's like, I always say this, and I don't know if it's like fair, but I always say they're like what Studio Ghibli is for Japan. Their Cartoon Saloon is that for Ireland.
Oh, okay.
You know, kind of like a lot of their stories are based on Irish stories, Irish myths,
Like folklore.
and not only
Like
that,
the folklore.
their folklore, but also their style, their artistic style is very evocative of Irish, Celtic, and Gaelic kind of art, paintings.
Yeah.
And it's just, and everything's so beautiful to look at. Like, do yourself a favor and go see any of their films. I think my two favorites are Song of the Sea and Wolfwalkers. But like, honestly, any of them are brilliant and just a treat for the eyes and the soul.
Bring on.
I cannot like extol their virtues enough as a company. I love their shit. I love their shit. That's it.
Yeah.
I love Shaun the
it.
Sheep whips in a weird way.
I mean, what we're saying
What
in
a
a nutshell,
phrase.
basically.
Whips.
I think these little talon pieces are gonna work. They're like a decent size for it.
Yeah.
These ones here.
Sweet.
I think that's gonna work. Like they, judging by the hand coming off, if you kind of have that motion on top, and then kind of making it slightly larger at the base where it connects to the hand, I think is gonna work. And then I might do
Yeah,
that.
You got it.
I'll try that threaded thing you were talking about as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I believe.
That's crazy.
I believe.
Do you know the extent of my art and craft skill?
What?
I made some UFOs out of paper plates yesterday at work.
That still counts though.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. So. Oh, actually, I like that pose better. I'm gonna do that. So I want to try and So there's an exotic. Sorry, what are you saying?
No, it's really not that important.
For anyone who knows Destiny, I'm going to try and turn the chess piece into an exotic called the Armamentarium, which is basically an army vest with a shitload of grenade pouches all over it. And I'll get rid of that. Get rid of that Aquila. The in-game benefit of the Armamentarium is it's got bullet casings and grenades all over it, and it gives you a second grenade charge in the game mechanically. And with how bulky this chess piece is, I think it could work quite nicely as that. The legs are already kind of like space, Destiny space legs, so I don't really need to do anything with those. Mm-hmm. And the only other thing that's kind of tricky is the shoulder pads. I might just like trim those fully down and file them, and then find some like blocky pieces that kind of look Titan-y instead. And then, if they arrive in time, I ordered a bunch of 3D printed Destiny helmets, scaled for these Space Marines. So I would just have, like, a helmet, like, the helmet being, like, the centerpiece of the face, would literally just be, like, the first thing you see is a Destiny helmet selling the rest of the model, hopefully.
Yeah, I think once you have those little aspects, it'll definitely sell it.
Yeah. because that way, like, the conversion is a bit easier. But I think that's the way to go. This arm's doing it for me. I found a nice open-handed pose as well. Like, they must have just a guy running with his... Come on, camera. Be good for me. Fucking hell. Like, it's just, like, literally an open hand, so I can just, like... I can literally just glue the other spike talon on top of that, and it would seem to work. The other option is, like, getting the closed fist, because I think they do close their fists when they activate the attack, but...
Oh my
like,
gosh.
looking at the art I've got here.
Why did I think that red was gonna be a good color to paint? I love red. I hate painting it.
We have got some glitter paints in work, and yeah, I don't know. Painting is it's one of those things. It's like, I fucking hate cleaning up this bullshit. But if you give kids a choice of art and craft, they're gonna want paint. Like, they're gonna want the messiest thing possible. Yeah, and like, there's this one little girl who I see a lot, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, she's like, I want to do a self-portrait. I'm like, no worries. You wanted to, like, draw it, sketch it? We could get some watercolors, and she's like, paint. I want real paint. Like, okay, no worries.
Just for my memory, did we go over what you do outside and the reason why is you're going to do all these paint related activities?
We didn't, but I like to think of meeting people as, you know, you're dropped in media res. Ooh, you, the audience, are trying to figure out the context clues. It's like me watching Battlestar Galactica for the first time, not realizing there was a whole mini-series that was meant to give you the context for the show. I was just like, oh, wow, I love how they're not treating us like we're stupid and we have to, like, figure all these things out. No, I work in a children's hospital as an entertainer. It's the long and short of it.
The Bronx has it. I would rather paint red than yellow. Yellow's the worst.
Yellow is technically the hardest color, right? Because the pigment's all shit.
It is,
so,
yeah.
Like it's not as strong a base, or what's the
because of the pigment, it's just like you've got to paint a bajillion layers to get it on. My problem is I'm painting this red, and I thought it was a good idea to pair it with like a cream, which means I have to paint in the lines in order to not screw it up, because I don't want to have to paint white over top of red forever.
Oh, okay, yeah, Scarron's got a good alternative. Since the new yellow contrast paints have come out, yellow has actually become a breeze to paint if you're using those specific ones. But if you're using, like, regular
I have
acrylic...
used that, yeah.
The new yellow contrast paints are a dream, because it's just like, slap that baby on. But, like, regular yellows, like, you start... I think... Is yellow the one where it's like, you start with a pink base, and then or is that orange that people are doing that with?
I've never had to start with a pink base before.
I usually don't either, but yellow's just like, it goes on really thin most of the time.
I've never done that. I've just painted yellow a bajillion times.
Yeah.
What's the go with those colors that we can't see?
What's the go with those colors that we can't see? Oh, like magenta?
Yeah.
I mean, they work. They work.
My headphones just died.
Oh. Well, you're not really missing that much.
So, magenta.
We're gonna go on a tangent here. I can feel it.
Magenta still kind of works the same way. It's like the pigments. I think magenta has a pigment of magenta. I mean, the science of it is that it's a color that is too close to green on the spectrum, so our brain just goes, oh no, that's different now.
It's a different color.
Now it's different now. It doesn't exist, but that's what it is. And makes up the color. So, I mean, it wouldn't... I don't know if it really would affect paint in that sense. Because it would still mix in the same way, right?
I don't know.
Because that's like a
I
light.
don't
That's like a
know.
light thing rather than a pigment thing.
Yeah, we would always perceive magenta as magenta.
Yeah, yeah.
But what does it look like to other?
I don't know. Ask
What's
your
it looking
dog.
like to other fucking things out there? Bowser. No, dogs have way worse color perception than us.
Well, you didn't specify if it had worse or better. You just said not human.
That's true. I'm gonna show my dog something magenta. Give me a sec.
What do you
Would
think
we
of this? And he
say-
goes, "Can I eat it?"
Yeah, would we say that this is kind of magenta? Not
That's
really.
definitely pink.
It's like bubblegum pink.
What kind of bubblegum are you eating? Anyway. I don't know why
That's
I was
what it
so
looks like.
defensive there.
Wow, the passive aggressiveness.
Wow. Is this magenta? That's kind of like maroon.
That's
I
like
would say.
maroni,
that's like burgundy.
Yeah.
Or... I'm sorry, what color? It's maroon?
maroonish. Yeah.
Yeah, maroon 5.
I've never heard it said like that.
What did you say?
How do you say?
Maroon.
It's maroon.
Maroon.
Nah, it's maroon.
It's
I say
maroon.
maroon. Is it?
It's
Let's
being
get
American.
Let's get the international phonetic alphabet on this shit. Now that's something I know. As someone who studied a little bit of linguistics, but also mainly just
You know what?
mainly
It
just
could
acting
be,
school.
could be just a dumb American thing. I'm willing to give it
No.
that one.
No, so
it's maroon in the States. Maroon.
yeah, it does say US/UK maroon,
Yeah.
Australia maroon,
Maroon.
maroon, mate.
Maroon.
Yeah.
Get on the maroon.
It just
That's how
rolls.
it sounds. Maroon.
It rolls easier. Yeah. You say. You say. What do you say? Maroon.
Maroon.
It's-
This is how
can
you
you-
guys say it. Maroon. It's maroon.
Can you
All
say?
I hear is her saying maroon. It's the same word.
Can you do, Leia? Can you do an Australian accent?
No,
Same.
I don't think I could.
Have you done the razor
say
blades thing?
What?
The razor blades?
Yeah.
thing?
Say razor blades in your accent.
Razor blades.
What's the
Say-
what's
say-
the
say
trick
it
meant
again.
to be here?
So it's supposed to. So when you say razor blades in American accent, it's supposed to sound like rise up lights in
Oh
Aussie.
no, razor blades. Razor blades.
No, maybe it's us saying razor blades, rise up lights,
I know that we
rise
discovered
up
this.
lights. There you go.
Rise up
What?
lights.
Rise of lights.
Rise up lights. But if you say it quickly, it
Razor
sound-
blades.
if you say rise up
Um,
lights, it's like razor blades.
So actually, it's funny, Bronx. I've had an association with like some of the ways that some words are said in like the UK. So I wholeheartedly, it's aluminium. It is not.
Aluminium. Yeah,
It's aluminium.
It's not aluminum. That I will
It's
take
not
that to my
aluminum.
grave that they're wrong on that.
Yeah, aluminium.
It's the thick Aussie- the Pokemon.
You know what?
Aluminum.
I fucked because I don't think like my American accent is not like anything great. It's very generic, right?
Mhm.
Because that's what you do in when you're learning accents. You learn standard American, which doesn't
Oh, yeah.
actually exist, right?
No.
That's not an accent, but it reads as American when you
Mhm.
need to do something. And so that's what I used for my Cyberpunk Red game. And I fucked up, and everyone called me on it because I said schedule. Because that's as an Australian, I say schedule
Oh, I say
instead
schedule.
of schedule.
I say schedule.
Yeah, but the K is thought to be specifically or American pronunciation.
Yeah,
Whereas
schedule.
yeah,
Schedule.
UK
I actually don't know
UK
how I say
Australian
it.
should be schedule.
I actually don't.
I only
No.
I only know that I say schedule because when I was young, my dad was very like, I don't know, it's a very Australian thing to be weirdly defensive towards our culture, even though if you're white, a lot of your culture ain't really Australia's culture, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was always very, very adamant on schedule, and the R sound instead of for like graph.
Arse. Yeah.
Ass. Yeah. Yeah, don't show your ass.
Don't know
show
why
your
I
ass.
pronounced the GR silently, but that's how I did it. I meant to say grass.
Oh, but instead you just said ass.
I just said ass.
So, so you say shul. No, I say school. It's not a... I didn't say it always makes sense.
The old Schul house.
Yes, where
in the paddock, the old Schul house.
I went to shul for many a year here.
Do you know Megamind?
Yeah.
I still answer the phone with Ulu from
Ulu.
that because of that movie. I'm like Ulu. It's hello.
Megamind is
hello?
very. It's very
It's
based
such a
movie.
good movie.
It's such a good movie.
It's
so good.
it's one of my favorite, like, kind of, you know, you go back and you can rewatch a movie any number of times. Megamind's one of those.
Okay. Maybe we should do some of their films to be buried with questions because they're really. It's such a good interview format because it really lets you know a lot about a person. What is the film that you remember seeing first? What's the first film you remember seeing? Yeah. Like your first memory of a film.
I have a memory of Bambi from very young because I wanted to watch it and my friends were like, come play outside. And I was like, fuck that. I want to watch this weird Disney movie about a little guy watching his mum die. And then I don't think I was able to finish the movie because they stopped it and made me go outside.
Yeah.
I remember watching Toy Story in the movies because I'm 92. So.
But you know, you don't look a day over 25.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. I'm 92. So Toy Story 1 would have come out when I was like 3 years old.
Yeah. I mean, if you're 92, don't you remember World War II?
That's all I got.
Ellen's coming out swinging.
You set me up. You
Fuck
set
it,
me
everybody in the chat's doing the same thing. Oh, Jesus, man, I knew you were old.
Wow, I'm not going to say what year I was born in then.
Well, usually you will precede it with a 19. Not just say, I'm 92.
I'm A92.
Fantastic. Yeah, sorry.
I think it's like Toy Story, Bambi, kind of, or those like animated drawn Disney movies. But like, you know, you don't really take in a lot of those movies at the time.
No, and there's a lot you probably would have watched.
Yeah,
you know, like on VHS.
Land
or
Before
what have you.
Time. Way back in that area.
Yep.
Yeah, motherfucking Tree
that's
Stars is what I was watching when I was young.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back to watch any of the Land Before Time.
I haven't either, but
Probably
Jeff?
I have a very
Probably
solid
is.
memory. I have a very solid memory of watching it on VHS because they had those like pre-roll of basically ads before
Yeah.
whatever came
It was
on,
always
and
for
it was like,
Disney on Ice.
oh, mine was like for the
For me.
coolest toys that I could never buy because they were in America. And I was like, fuck, I want this stuff. And it was like, some of it was like off-brand Lego, but there was some like really cool, like, you know, those marble things where it's like the whole track and you put them in. I did end up getting one of those when they finally came to Australia, but it was like much later. But like you'd see all these toy ads, you're like, oh fuck, I want all that stuff. And because you watch the fucking, you'd watch the VHS ad like a million times, so you see this ad like over and over and over again, and you just succumb to wanting it because it's just there now.
Yeah. I feel like for me it was always like Disney on Ice. It's like, or it just felt like Disney on Ice was always happening because of the amount of times it was a pre-roll for VHS tape.
True.
I feel like all of my
And you know
VHS had
what?
just like the anti-piracy stuff and like other Disney movies.
Yeah.
I just remember.
I mean, the thing is, now I have seen Disney on Ice, so it's like, hey, little me, we did it. Finally did it.
I just remembered I gotta answer a Louis question from ages ago because he had an ad roll, but I also don't think I answered it when he asked it anyway. We can totally do a new Magic stream. I still have half of that fucking Commander Dungeons and Dragons booster box if you want to play some Magic with the new computer downstairs, not in this cramped room.
Ooh.
You wouldn't download. I have a Space Marine.
You wouldn't download a bear?
I in fact would download a bear because 3D printing is an easy and accessible thing now. Someone's like, you wouldn't
You would
download a
print a
car, and I
bear?
was like, no, I could. If I could, I absolutely
You
would.
could you could download the parts to make a car.
Exactly. I would absolutely download a car.
I wonder what a plastic car would be like.
Don't know.
Not good in accidents.
Not great.
I always picture that.
I guess it depends on what you printed it out of.
Yeah, drive carefully is my advice.
I picture that thing in The Simpsons where he's like, I made a car powered by my own sense of satisfaction, and it's like, like just like going off into the hills, like really fast.
Yeah, all I could think of was, that's a nice looking barbecue.
Why does mine look like that?
I have a co-worker,
the
and
old schoolhouse.
sometimes we just trade voice memos with each other, and
Yeah.
it's always
Why doesn't mine
Simpsons
look-
quotes.
I think that's because that's
And
kind
it's
of
like, yeah,
it's
how we
ubiquitous for
communicate.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. But like the nicher the better. And so
Actually,
one of our favorite quotes is what's that gravy made out of?
it's just
brown
water
and
and
water.
brown. That's like Jess and I
Yeah.
said, oh, good gravy. Oh, thank you. It's just water and brown.
Brown.
I've
The
watched
one-
Simpsons
yeah,
so many.
sorry.
You said that and I was like, that's the niche quote? Fuck, that's what I'm saying regularly.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think the one that did it for me was when she did which was Homer falling out of the
Yeah.
like being thrown out of the burning building and then back in.
Oh, I was picturing the monorail where he's like, is he safe?
Oh!
Judging by your husband's scream, I'd say 180 miles an hour.
Oh. God, old Simpsons is just
You can pretty
it's
much
just peak, isn't it?
you can pretty much play anything from season like 1 to like maybe not season 1, it's a bit rocky there, but like season like 4 to 15 is peak,
Yeah.
like where the pop culture Simpsons really got everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Put it in H.
I said that the other day. We were hiring a car for New Zealand, and I was like, what car is this? We got like some like, it's quite expensive to hire a car over there, so we got a cheapie, and it was like, we're gonna get there, and I'm gonna be like, put it in H.
Is the size of my car amusing to you?
Do you find something about my automobile humorous? Huh? Would you like it if people paraded you around? Huh? Maybe we should find out.
God. There's it's actually a local artist. Their name is Dankmas, and they
Yep.
do Simpsons. No, they do Simpsons remixes. And each song is only made out of the quotes from one episode.
Oh.
But yeah, there's some pretty fucking awesome ones. There was a beautiful day when I realized at work that I could play Dankmas at work because it's not going to have any profanities in it.
Yeah.
Damn vegetables might be a.
Oh, you can't get away with a damn?
I don't know because I'm not sure if there's anything worse in there in that episode.
That's fair.
I'm not gonna eat my damn vegetables.
Oh, yeah.
Hell no. I feel like someone
I'm not gonna eat
says
my
something
damn-
worse at some point. Maybe it's like Lovejoy or something. But like, yeah, I put there's a Put It in H song, the steamed hams.
Can you link the Put It in H song for us?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'll have a little listen to it at some point.
Fuck yeah. Do you want me to do it in the Twitch chat?
Yeah,
or
put
just
it in the live chat. Hey, Dead Aussie Gamer, how you doing, man?
Dead Aussie Gamer!
Yeah,
Hey!
bloody
Hey!
put the Put It in H song in the live chats area for us, and anyone can go have a listen to the premium song live Put It in H
Yeah.
by. So
Dankmas.
When you were saying like it's a wash of like esoteric references, there's a page on Facebook called Rock Bottom that does what I've
can't wait to hit
considered my favorite Facebook Simpsons page because they take two Simpsons memes, or maybe more sometimes, and they mush them together. So it'll like take two like kind of weird references from The Simpsons, and then they'll mush it together, and it'll be like stuff like "Sweet Venus," and then it'll be like the inanimate carbon rod that he's reaching for instead. and like it just kind of weird like hybrid memes of the Simpsons quotes. I saw one. It was like "Back to Winnipeg," but I'm trying to think what it was mixed with. I think it was like they changed the quote, and I think it may have been like Canary M. Burns. And it was like Mr. Burns with like a car full of canaries, and then like Smithers smacks him on the head, or Bart smacks him on the head. And he's like, "Back to the power plant," or something like that. It's real weird, and it gets like pretty deep. And you gotta, it's almost like a little mini puzzle of working out what two Simpsons references. But like that's the kind of vibe of the channel. So like now I'm not just getting Simpsons references. I'm getting like weird hybrid references that might not exist in my head now.
Oh, I wonder how that is for your long-term mental health.
Who knows?
Because like it's that thing of like, you know, now you're not just remembering the memory. It's now
my brain
so enmeshed with other stuff.
My brain already accidentally feeds me false information due to the nature of how fast it works. Because it can't. I got one of those can't remember short term but remember long term things.
Oh my fave.
Yeah, no, I just don't trust my memory a lot of the time, so I have to make notes on everything, or
I have gaslit myself on numerous occasions with my own memory.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like most of the time I'm right, but like, you know, I'm very doubtful, so I will be persuaded easily.
Yeah, that's
just like, I guess that's not what I remember, but like, I guess you would know better for some fucking reason.
No, mine's
Are
like,
we analyzing here?
That doesn't
Never,
sound like.
No.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't remember well enough to fight you on it.
Yeah.
Or you do the opposite, where you fight tooth and nail because you think it's right, and then you're like, oh shit, it wasn't right.
Well, yeah, there's also the thing of like, what are we achieving here by arguing?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. That might be into different gender socialization or whatnot, but I was listening to a very good podcast about it the other day about how we talk about emotional labor, but because that's a term that's mainly used for the workforce, right? For,
yeah.
You know, like flight attendants, right? That is that's a form of emotional labor because you are responsible for the emotions of the people on board implicitly in your job description, even if it's not said outright.
Yeah.
Retail, hospo, you get a lot of those things. But it's like, it's hard to use that kind of terminology for relationships because there's not an employer-employee kind of thing. But they were saying, it's a podcast by two therapists and psychologists, and they were saying that it's often that women don't do a lot more emotional labor, they do more hermeneutic labor, which is the interpretation of language.
Okay.
About like, you know, okay, when to like how to interpret certain signals and emotions coming from the other, and how to decode that and respond in turn, which is really interesting. I don't know. It was a very eye-opening podcast, and I wish I was smart enough to be able to like re-explain what it was I heard.
Oh,
but
fair.
most of it, it was just like, I like that. And so I was going on my little walk.
I resonate with it.
I resonate with that. This
Remind me
podcast
of
really
my
interesting.
says something
partner.
I feel is true.
My partner was telling me about how he watched a video essay on how we have a tiny person inside of our head. And I know this is I'm not going to be able to.
Do you mean like
Okay,
the
no,
internal
so-
monologue thing?
It's kind of like the internal monologue thing. They've done studies that if you split the membrane that attaches your left and right parts of your brain, they literally have two. It's like having two people inside of your head.
Shit.
I'm not going to be able to explain it right, but it is the weirdest thing. It's like your one side of your brain can't communicate with the other half of your brain. So if you were to split it, you've got two completely down parts of your brain that want to be you.
Oh
It
yeah, one's like logic and one's emotion, or something like that.
Something close to that.
Like,
It is.
Weirdly enough, Bo Burnham did a sketch song about it.
Hold on.
I love this topic and I want to keep talking about it, but my knife is so blunt and I've just run out of blades, so I'm going to run downstairs and grab a
no.
spare one.
Leaving.
Yeah, well, you
How
already did
dare
it, so
you.
I
Now-
I get one now.
That's
That's
true.
right.
That's true.
We can
Okay.
trash talk, Matt.
I won't make
Shit.
fun of you.
She will. She'll do it the most. Anyway, BRB.
See ya. Anyway, Matt sucks. Oh yeah, Dag said, I'm sorry, Dag. I think maybe Matt was lying. And what he's really doing is constructing a very elaborate alibi. What I think he's now going to go and he's doing a murder right now as we speak. Because why else would he need more blades, right? But because he's got this stream going, he can actually say, "Oh no, officer, I was streaming the whole time." But we really know that he left. I want to see a murder. Dag, you crazy.
I love your vibe.
Is that vibe
It's
too
like-
much and not enough all at once?
My brain is just they're not wrong.
They're not wrong. Matt's definitely killing someone right now as we speak. Dag says, I heard someone killed it on stage at Fringe, which is very lovely. Thank you very much. I finished up my solo show on Sunday. That was the last performance of it. And yeah, I'm pretty happy of the show. I'm pretty happy with the show. It was a hell of an effort because it was just me writing, producing, and performing. And then I did have a director who was wonderful and very hands-on. But it's the first time I've done a solo show.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, a solo show that I wrote for myself, which was pretty confronting. I'm not gonna lie. It was weird to think, oh, if I don't do this, it won't happen. If I don't get up now, go to the theatre, perform the show, it won't happen.
Yeah. So you're it. It's you.
Exactly. And again, once the show starts going, that's it. No one else can help me. I'm on my own. So yeah, it was it was crazy. Kate's saying I did the same for the Perth Fringe. Yeah, fuck man, we crazy. It's wild. Why do we do these things? Beats the hell out of me. But yeah, it was really cool, and I'm excited. Hello. I'm excited now to say that I have done it. I've done a show on my own,
Mm-hmm.
and to know that I kind of can, which is very affirming. However, we did have one not so great review, so I will stew upon that until I die, cold in my grave.
Oh, is this the one we were talking about when we were catching up the other day?
Yeah, maybe.
No, you can't. You can't let that one get to you because it was like it didn't even. It was barely relevant.
It was just strange. It was like, in my mind, strangely and needlessly negative, even though they gave it 3 stars. And 3 stars in my mind is good. Like, 4 stars are great. And 5 is like, everyone should see this show. This is like, in my eyes, a almost perfect show.
Definitely get Jess to review any show, then you'll probably get a 5-star immediately.
Great.
This is my, like, without her saying it, this is my friend, so here's 5 stars. She does. We do a bunch at the Comedy Fest in the same way.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, it's not. I'm not a reviewer, but it's like when if I didn't like something, I'd probably just not say anything.
I think that's what she does. She still gives it a decent, unless it was bad. She'll try and be like, this is pretty good. Like most stuff is like doesn't go below 3 stars. Because it's like, if you do give it like a 2 or a 1, it's like actively detrimental to this hard work that someone's put in as well.
Well, yeah, it just
Unless
hurts.
it's like offensive, then it shouldn't be that low.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was a 3-star review, but then there was nothing. They said one nice thing about me, but there was nothing positive for the rest of it. And they used the phrasing cringe-inducing in the tagline.
Was this
and
the
I'm
review?
like, yes. Yeah.
Was this the reviewer that was like, I liked all the men, but I didn't like the women?
Oh! No, that was for my clown show.
Oh, okay.
That was the one where they called me strident.
Yeah, they're like, I really liked all the men who were very similar in character, but the woman was just strident.
Strident and shrill.
That was it.
Yes.
I think
Reviews.
Is strident
They're
is
funny
like
things.
is strident? We looked it up. It was like it was a loud, basically like loud personality, but in a negative sense.
Yeah, or forceful with their opinion. It's kind of got two definitions.
So
but...
typical man on a good day, regular day.
I didn't say it.
I will.
Except just now.
Men are bad.
They do that. Yeah, look. Yeah. Men, get good.
Yeah.
Or even at the very least, just get better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Better.
Honestly,
better.
the bar is in hell.
It's so low.
You know?
The bare minimum
low.
isn't cutting it. Just do better.
Oh, my dog's doing that thing he does.
What's the thing?
Where he looks like he's having a seizure, but he's just in deep sleep.
Oh, hell yeah. Doggy dreams.
I think so.
Kate says, how dare women stand up for themselves and take up space? Am I right?
Can you guys see him twitching?
Yeah.
He's only...
It's only, I can see
yeah.
the ear. It's doing a little on the ear.
And it's weird because his eyes are kind of like half open, but like they're very much rolled up
Yeah.
in the
no.
back of his head, sleeping.
My family dog used to do that all the time. She'd be like barking with her mouth closed. Like,
Oh, it's so
So cute.
bizarre because like his eyes are just currently now like they'll drift
yeah.
back for a second, and then it's like
just-
all rolled up in the back of his head, and it's like that's freaky deaky, man.
I love knowing that they dream and like stuff's going on. I think it's so cute.
I'm happy to know stuff's going on for my dog.
Well, because there's how much brain activity is going on when they're asleep. Do they, there's always like that constant thing of like, clearly they have emotions, but at what depth and stuff like that. And it's always like, it's nice to know that how much is going in and on
Yeah. Well, my dog's a rescue, so I'm always worried about his dreams.
Oh, fair.
Because I'm like, what is he like? Honestly, what is he dreaming about? And I hope it's not the past.
That's fair.
Especially, but when he's out, and he's 28 kilos. So it's very
ain't
hard to
moving
move him. When he's I took him to the beach on New Year's Day. He'd been once before, and we managed to get him into the water. But when it started, like he was all right, just at the very, 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 very shallow. But as soon as he got to the point where a wave, he felt like a wave breaking on him, he flipped out.
I just ran.
And so we were like, okay, look, that was his first one. Let's see if we can do better on his second visit to the beach. And we managed to get him swimming. And we were like, yay, come here, Bowser, yeah, you're doing so well. And he was like swimming to us, and we're like, yay. And then it's like, oh, he's still going. And it's like the fear in his eyes. And then as soon as he got to us, he climbed on top of us, Scooby-Doo style, almost drowning us.
Aww.
And then I had to hold him essentially, very Scooby-Doo, with him like perched on this 28 kilo dog perched on my shoulder. Because he wanted to get out of the water.
Aww.
And my friend was just like, hey, everyone on the jetty is laughing at you, by the way. I'm like, thanks very much for letting me know. Awesome. That doesn't
Love
help
that.
me any.
Love that for me. Can you get him off?
Love it. I think that same friend at some point was like, we got to move our car. Do you want us to take him for a walk to just, so you have some breathing room?
Yeah.
And a bit of a break. And I was like, that would be awesome. Thank you. And they got back. I was like, how did he do? And he was like, she was like, every time he saw like a hot goth girl, he tried to go up to her thinking it was you. Stupid dog. Oh, he's awake now. Bowser, should we say hello?
Get some fresh dog
Okay.
cam. Oh, is he awake? Oh, there he goes. Hey, big boy. Hey there, big boy.
Look at that
what a
face.
life.
Again, this
what
is
a-
my bed.
what a
He's
great
sleeping on
time.
my Nintendo Switch. Get out of here. Get out of there.
Little doggy Nintendo Switch time.
Yeah. Hey? What were we trying to get it to prove? Oh, Bowser. Magenta. Any reaction?
No,
Magenta.
ears are perked up. So
Magenta.
I'm gonna call that a success because the dog recognized a word and it looked surprised.
To be fair, I did say his name first.
I think that's just it's not it's correlation, not causation.
Yep.
Totally
Perfect. Oh dear, he's so silly.
Kate says they got called whiny in their show about how there wasn't enough roles for non-dudes in the performing arts. God damn it. Maybe don't go see
Kill him.
that show.
What? My friend sent me when I was having a bitch to him about it. He sent me. It's not an Orson Welles quote. No, it's like a Stephen Sondheim burn, who said, theatre critics are the only ones who don't provide anything. Or often theatre critics don't work in theatre. And no, what was the? I'm gonna find it exactly because it's Sondheim, so he phrased it much better than I did.
Alright, I'm cutting all of these weapons off. I've just got hands that are ended nothing but a fist.
That's sounds like every day of my life.
Ends up in a fist.
Yeah.
It's like Arthur white knuckling at the end of the day, just like, oh.
Don't cut your hands off, man.
Me?
Says Bronx. Yeah, you.
Or do it.
Oh, because
Huh?
is my cutting towards my hand stressful for everyone?
Yeah, always.
I have
Only
I have good
always.
control. You know, cutting the other way has less control because you'll flick the blade, and if your hand is on the other side, you'll flick straight into it, or whatever finger you've got. And that's how I got this scar. That was straight into my hand with a knife.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
So the way the way I position my fingers is like very like almost like levels of safety. Like this thumb will stop this part of my hand slipping. And I'm never
Oh my gosh.
and I'm never like I'm never pressing too hard. Like if I can feel the sharp blade like moving too easily, I'll slow down.
I had to use the Dremel today to get the vines off of this base. I was so stressed the entire time. I had the Dremel turned down like way low. And my partner's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I just don't talk to me. I need to concentrate.
Yeah.
This is a spinning wheel." And I'm very stressed.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
talk to me. Don't even acknowledge me.
Yeah,
no,
so you,
that's fair enough.
you kind of see like I'm just like shaving stuff off rather than just like cutting a bunch off.
Mm.
You want to say hi?
Because these
Yay.
these blades will go straight into my hand.
I had a friend who did a lot of metal work, and yeah, definitely had a big. Oh, it's a cat.
Oh, kitty!
Hi, cat. What's the cat's name?
Keely.
Keely.
Keely. He's a Keely monster.
Okay.
He's like, no, mom. I want to run away.
Here's a little accent trick that we learned while I was playing Kids on Bikes.
Oh yeah,
If you say "kit," as in key it,
Kia.
it sounds like cat in Russian.
Oh,
in a Russian
kit.
accent. Kit.
Kia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The kit.
Actually, when we were talking about theater with Kate the other night, I was like, that Russian accent is the only one I can do. It's the only one through all of my years of theater that ever thoroughly stuck.
Yeah. I love doing a Russian. One of my cyberpunk characters is his Russian accent, and it's the only one that I feel truly confident about. And also, she just is fun to be, so I like.
I got a little bit of Sholto Copley out of that too. That like the interchangeable accent there. A little bit of South African. I'm not good at that one. The only thing I know is just like the fucking prawns. From District 9.
Yeah, I mean, we love doing like shitty South African accents
dis-
around our house, but that's just because of the Auntie Donna South African Sams.
Pedro Pascal is my daddy. I love your name. Hello.
Yep, good name. That's a
That's the best
A
name I've
plus
seen
name
all
there.
day. Welcome to the chat.
nothing but like super praise. I'm so glad that he's having this moment.
He's having
yeah.
such a spotlight. Also,
yes.
the
Gosh, he deserves it.
oh, for hell yeah.
Yeah, the TikTok,
TikTok
thirst
meme
traps.
where he's like, and he's just like, is he on drugs? Because I haven't seen that movie, but I really want to see that movie.
No, yeah, it's
You
a good
ha-
movie. It's very fun.
So
You
I am,
gotta make your own kind of music.
Is that
it's funny because one of my partners loves Nicolas Cage movies. He wants to see everything with Nicolas Cage in it because it's very much that Nicolas Cage, good or bad. Is this going to be a good Nicolas Cage movie or bad Nicolas Cage movie? And he made me watch that movie, and I was like, I am so glad you made me do this because
it's
I've
fun.
heard it's
Pedro
fantastic.
Pascal is amazing, and
It's,
him
yeah.
Him and Nick Cage are so funny together.
Yeah,
I need to see that movie. I've been trying to watch it, but getting a night is.
It's really funny. I remember I was talking to my
Mhm.
friend about it, and we saw it together in the cinema. And I was like, I don't think about it a lot after I saw it, but when I saw it, I had such a fun time.
Yeah.
Like we were clutching each other. We were like like tears coming out of our eyes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was fun.
I need
it
to
was
see that as
fun
well.
and silly and wild.
Willy's Wonderland as well. Bronx Smash is saying is really good too. The Five Nights at Freddy's one.
That one is interesting because I think it's more based on just how weird and quiet Nick Cage's performance is. It feels like one of those films where they're like, we want to get Nick Cage, and he's like, okay, well, I don't want to do anything that you tell me to because
Because I can.
yeah, well, I think he genuinely thought it would be better for the film. I'm not sure if it wasn't one of those like Harrison Ford things of like, the shit that you wrote me is bad, so I'm not going to say it, or whether he was just like, no, this quiet intensity. But I will say Nick Cage is definitely like the funnest part of that film.
That's fair.
Yeah,
There's actually been a couple of movies that I've been like, okay, I'm not a big Nick Cage fan, but like I appreciate this movie. I really liked Pig, which is kind of like
Pig. Yeah.
If nobody's seen it, it's like anti-John Wick. It's hilarious.
Oh, anti-John Wick. I like that.
Anti-John Wick. Yeah, it's very interesting. Because I feel like the entire movie we're like, okay, this is where he's gonna lose his cool and totally kill everybody here. No.
Yeah, you're just waiting for it.
Waiting for it.
Pig was such a great performance from him.
And like Mandy was really awesome. I really like Mandy.
Yeah, I love Mandy.
Oh.
That's the thing. Is like I don't think there's this whole conversation about Nick Cage. Is he a bad actor? Is he a good actor? I do he definitely cares like greatly about his craft. I think the worst Nick Cage performances are the ones where he doesn't care. So like Ghost Rider and you get these like sleepy performances and you're like, what's this? Whereas his best thing is his intensity, right? And not just like when he's shouting, it's just like even in Pig, it's this deep grief.
Yeah, it's just very quiet intensity.
Yeah, it's always like below the surface. But if you direct him well, you get
He's a good actor.
You get brilliance. Yeah.
Like he's always been a good actor. It's just he does this fucking off-kilter, off-the-wall shit, which works really well for what he does.
I think you just got to give him good material and give him the space to do his thing.
No worries.
But yeah, I finally watched the first episode of The Last of Us last night because I've been putting it off because I'm like, I'm so emotionally vulnerable with my Fringe show and a million other things.
Oh, we were talking about this, yeah.
And now that I've still got Roll to Cast Fringe shows, but like my personal one is done. So it's like I can watch it, and my friend was like, "You have to. We're gonna watch it together." And it's just like, it's so much worse because I've played the games. It's like, it's so much worse when I know it's coming.
Oh yeah, and the scene, like in my opinion, I like the scene in the show better than the game because they've got like the actors doing A plus material for it, and it hurts. It hurts real good.
Here's my thing, is I feel like both are great. I love the games. I've played them a million times. They're really near and dear to my heart. The storytelling, the realistic, like nobody's gonna get a happy ending kind of game is like very much like I love that kind of.
It's like a favorite.
Like gameplay.
Yeah.
And the way that they're doing the show, I think it's good in its own right. Like I like that they are making changes that are conducive to the medium, which has just been incredible.
Yeah. I agree. I love that they're their own separate things. And like, yeah, they've really hit gold, right? Because they have such great characters. That's for me why the game works, is because of those characters and Troy and Ashley bringing so much life to them.
And then
to the point where sometimes I think about those characters and I genuinely grieve. I'm like, I'm sad. I'm sad about their lives. I'm sad about the things that befall them.
Yeah,
I love
you feel like genuine. Like that was very much like that's how I felt at the end of part 2, where I was like, okay, I genuinely feel sadness for like Ellie's, like her story arc, but at the same time I'm very much like, well, you had this coming, you knew what the consequences of your actions were gonna be, and so now here you are in the situation that you're. I'm trying not to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't played part 2.
You are where you are because of what you did.
You are where you are because you've made these, and it's just like that cycle of revenge. You will never be happy. That's just not in the cards for you. I was always confused why people hated Abby so much. I grew to really like her character.
I really enjoyed Abby's arc.
I like Abby. Yeah.
Abby and I hated her for a really long time because like I could never like anybody who did what they did.
I think that's why it's such good writing that they could do that though.
Oh yeah, well they did it, and I was like really angry because I was like, I don't want to have to play this character. Like I have no interest in playing this character that did Butchered. What she did.
Yeah.
And by the time like you spend so much time with Abby and the people that she encounters and the friends that she makes. I'm like, oh my gosh, they turned me. I love this character. I love the people that she's with. Just like, I didn't want anybody to lose at the end, but everybody lost.
Well, I think the thing is for The Last of Us from 1 and 2 is
Joel was also not a good dude, I guess, so it kind of fits into.
Well, that's the thing. We can't really judge anyone. It's not necessarily about a moral decision. It's wow, these characters are who they are, and they're gonna make those choices.
Yeah.
And who are we to say that those were wrong? Like Joel's decision at the end of 1. It's like, look, there's no right or wrong. There's just what he did, and in life, we always have to live with the consequences of our actions, even if we personally believe we did the right thing.
Yeah.
And I think I'm really enjoying the difference. I know Troy Baker has talked a little bit about the difference between his Joel, where his Joel was kind of a little bit more intense, but willing to kind of, really had Ellie at arm's length for a really long time, whereas Pedro's Joel is kind of stepping more into dad. That's pretty the most.
He can't help it.
He can't help it. He is as
he's our daddy.
as our friend in chat said, daddy.
He's our hot slutty father.
He's our hot slutty daddy.
Bless him.
Thank you, Internet, for bringing us Pedro Pascal.
He is though.
That is true, yeah.
This is the thing I hate when people are like, oh, people are only attracted to this. And it's like, Pedro Pascal is gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
But I think everyone specifically loves him because of how real he looks.
Yeah.
And how and how goofy he is, and but also how present and genuine he is. Yes. So it's like, this whole lie about like, oh yeah, you need an 8-pack or blah 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 to be a heartthrob. It's
not
like,
even.
No.
You need to be genuine and
you need to be
Pedro Pascal
silly.
had that, like, a real body. And I just kind of like, I think my thing for him is like, other than the fact that he's gorgeous, he's really candid. I saw an interview with him and Bella, and they're answering some questions, and one of the questions was, what would they bring from Game of Thrones to the post-apocalyptic world? And he was like, just anything you can bring. He wants that swishy cloak.
His Oberon Martell cloak.
Driving this like cloak that he's like, I would just swish around everywhere in the post-apocalypse. Bella Ramsey is gonna take fucking armor, and he wants a cloak. And I'm just like, I love this.
Yeah, I can't fault him.
Okay.
No, I can't either.
So
God, he was gorgeous.
I'm gonna bring the camera right down close for a sec because I'm trying to like
Ooh.
I'm blocking it out a little bit now, kind of how it's starting to look.
Ooh.
Get out of the way, microphone.
NBCDN says that they fan cast him as Inigo Montoya in the Princess Bride remake. I really hope they don't remake it, but that would be a pretty good.
No, remember when they were like talking about a remake and everyone was like, no, and then it turned out that was just that charity, that thing they did for charity where during COVID all these celebrities like reenacted little scenes just in their home.
Yes,
and Pedro is in there. Pedro is in there as Inigo.
Oh really?
Oh my god.
Yeah, NBC. So look that up. I think it's him with Jason Segel as.
I think I've seen his face like that because isn't Elijah Wood and like Andy Serkis doing bits in that?
Yeah, there's every celebrity's like kind of jumped in for like a scene and stuff.
That's so funny.
Yeah, Diego Luna, and Jack Black, and so many.
That.
But it's Pedro and Jason Segel. Jason Segel, sorry, doing
I would have to take a look.
Probably he means no harm.
Oh my god, I'm googling that right now.
He's really very short on charm. Like it's very charming. I loved it so much.
Matt, show us what you got.
I'm just trying to
We
turn on
got
a little
6
light.
minutes left in stream.
Okay, so this is roughly what we're looking at the moment, using an extra little light. We've got the downed guardian, the downed fire warrior, who's going to be revived by a very tiny ghost over here, I think. We got the space marine that will be a titan soon. I don't know how well you can hear me. I'm just going to come over here like
can hear
this.
you good.
Okay, so, and then you got that, and then moving over a bit more, we got the 2 Cabal, soon-to-be Cabal, basically war beast doggos. They're just scaled dogs for war, charging at him, and then I think that's going to be the composition.
Awesome. I think this is gonna look really cool.
I think, and the space is looking good. Like the space in which this is happening is working.
Yeah, and I think you're doing it. It's a little smaller than the 10x6, right?
No, I just measured it. This I put. Oh,
okay.
So I put these sprues down, and this interior here is 10x6, but I've left space for like some terrain in the background.
Okay.
So it's gonna be like a little corner diorama where it'll have like some darkness architecture and maybe like some cyberpunk Neomuna cityscape.
Ooh. Very cool.
So I'm thinking
I like it.
That's the direction I'm going with so far.
I think I'm gonna have my partner while you're away in New Zealand. I'm gonna have one of my partners cut out the piece of plywood that I'm gonna be using as my base.
Oh,
to just
nice.
start blocking it out. Because I'm going to be using a piece of plywood and then some XPS foam on top of it to begin shaping the contours of my forest scene. I'm very excited. It's going to be very cool.
That sounds really good. Are you going to do like any trees and foliage?
Nothing.
I'm going to have to go get like trees and foliage. I don't have any terrain stuff. I have some like rocks. That's
like,
about it.
Looks like that's going to be your like, you know, like... we're basically going out of our comfort zone for this. That sounds like that'll be your major comfort zone bit.
That's gonna be my comfort zone is gonna be. I've done a little bit of terrain stuff, but the majority of my terrain stuff has been like tiled floors.
Yeah.
So doing a natural scene is gonna be. I wanted to challenge myself to do an exterior, like, because I knew it would be really easy to do an indoor scene. So doing an exterior scene somewhere outside in a wooded area is going to be really interesting for me. I know I talked to Matt a little bit off screen about some of the cool stuff that I have that is going to be printing for the rest of the week. This should be here by the next time that we stream.
Ooh, when's our next one? I think it's next Thursday is when I'm back.
Next third. I thought it was next
Oh no,
Wednesday.
It's a week today. It's a week today.
I was gonna say a week from now, right?
Yeah, I can't remember if I got back on Tuesday or Wednesday, but it is definitely. I get back late Tuesday, and then I get up the next morning to do this again.
Yeah.
That's great.
And we got bloody NATO coming on that stream.
Woo!
He's gonna come on, and we're gonna.
Fun.
NATO is also in the very, very niche crossover of Warhammer and Destiny related things. So he's gonna
talk about Destiny all the time.
probably.
I have played Warhammer. I played Dark Heresy once.
Dark Heresy's fun. Have you tried Wrath and Glory
Okay.
in the RPG stuff?
No.
It's the Crucible 7 RPG. I ran it for about half a year last year. It's pretty fun. It's really vibes that Warhammer thing of like you can die or get wounded very easily and then you have to survive afterwards if you're not careful. It's fun. But I really want to run a stream or something one day where just like we're a squad of like orc boys. And we're just like, we're the shootiest, crumpinest boys out here. And then like running around, just like
They call us Grump Boys.
They call us the Crumpies. Because we're grumpy, but we're crumping.
Yeah.
And you know, just the best part about Warhammer is everything is technically satire in that universe while also being hideously depressing. So
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
It's really it's turned up to 11, isn't
Everything
it?
is cranked to 11, but orcs are like the only ones that are truly having fun in it. So I just think that like you're in such a fucked up world, being a goofy squad of greenskins is so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Oh dear.
looks like
Oh dear, dear, dear.
we're popping off pretty soon by the sound of it. Sorry, I thought I interrupted later. That's why I stopped.
No, I was also gonna say that we've probably got to do our little wrap up. I was gonna ask Ellen, where can we find you? What do you wanna word?
Yeah.
The floor
my
is yours.
spruiking.
Tell us the
Oh,
thing.
hell yeah. I'm going to tear it up. I did no crafting because I work in arts and crafts every day. So this is my off day. But you can find me over on Twitter at LNKGraham1, where you can find all the sorts of other streams I'm on. You can find me over on Sirenscape every Friday playing Cyberpunk Red. In fact, we got a cool session coming up where our characters have all kind of been cloned. And so now we're trying to take out each of the clones. So my clone is next, which is going to be very funny. And mainly you can find me at Roltcast. It's ROLE. We're in any winning variety TTRPG podcast. So each season of our podcast is a different game system. So there's something for everyone. Cyberpunk, Vampire the Masquerade, Kids on Bikes, Pulp Cthulhu, The Witcher, Avatar Legends. We're currently doing Starfinder. But if there is not something there will be in future. So check us out, follow that. And if you are in Ghana Yeta or in Adelaide, South Australia, and you're down for the Adelaide Fringe, Roltcast Live has 2 shows left. 2 live shows in a kind of cabaret seating style where you can get food and drinks while we play our game. And this Saturday is I'm hosting it. It's Kids on Bikes, and then the next Saturday is Pulp Cthulhu. So it's gonna be very, very fun. And that's me. It's been really fun hanging out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for coming to hang out with us.
That's okay. Thanks for inviting me.
That's all good. It's always an excuse to have friends on. And we can talk
exactly.
about fun things. Links in the chat for any
Because you just can't. Yeah. I was just gonna say, because you just can't say, "Hey, I want to hang out." It has to be through the guise of.
Well, we were hanging out for like 3 hours the other day, and then we were also kind of like, "You want to come paint so we can keep talking?"
Yeah, hell yeah. The answer's always yes.
So yeah, links are in the chat for Ellen's Twitter. You can find Roltercast through there, and then their Adelaide show is also linked there. Give them a check out. Leia, it looks like we're done soon.
My name's Leia. You can find me on the Twitters. Where's my thing? Up there. The Sorcerer's Sundry, where I post all manner of mayhem and chaos. And cats. Hit me up for whatever. That's it. I don't have anything else. Come hang out with us for the rest of the month. This is all I got. This is it. Hang out with my buddies.
And hopefully the stream will... Oh my god, it's
You.
going in the red. Hopefully the stream will continue going forward. Hey, I'm Matt. You can find me at the No Fun Brown and all that stuff. You know the drill. Follow, split the party, do all the stuff. We're filming a bunch of stuff soon. Keep an eye out for that. I have no idea when it's going to go on YouTube. But this stream series has got like, I don't know, 10 or so left that we're going to do every now and then
Oh my
2 to 3 times a week for the rest of the month. So stick around for that. These are looking great so far.
It's gonna be freaking awesome.
I was sitting here worried going like, I don't know if I'm going to finish this in time, but like now I've got my composition starting to happen. I'm like, okay, this is working. This is nice.
Mhm.
Any
You got
recommendations for a raid? Because I don't have
I
anyone
don't
on my direct
see-
follows list that is going right now.
Me neither.
Let me have a little look. See.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like anyone I know is currently.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Like
Look,
everyone I know is offline.
let's just bugger off then. All right, go have some.
Yeah, fuck it.
Anyone in Australia, go have some lunch. Leia, hope you've had your dinner, or if not, go get some dinner. We'll
Yeah, have more.
all right, we'll be back. What, next Wednesday? Actually,
Next Wednesday.
I'll double check with the boys. There could be a co-op frustration stream tonight where they might be playing some Fortnite or something in video games. So if we are live again, that'll be Benji and Brendan. So be sure to stick around for that around 7:30. But other than that, we are off.
Very.
See you later.
Thanks everyone for hanging out.
Goodbye. 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 Back to Winnipeg!